talking. We are live. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Hi. It's our birthday. Did anyone bring a cake for us?
Oh no, I don't have a cake.
We should have. Yesterday, to make that poster for us, I was looking at a lot of cake pictures and I realized it's been such a long time that I haven't had a cake.
Yeah, I barely ever have cake. It would be awesome to have a really cool cake for our birthday.
Yeah. Why don't we start our conversation there? What's your favorite cake?
I like anything chocolate, but like very moist or like with layers of chocolate sauce in it, or like those molten chocolate cakes. I think that's my favorite.
The lava cakes, those are so
Yeah,
good.
that one.
Every year for my birthday, I have an ice cream cake. So it's a little bit different, but the crust is made out of Oreos, crushed Oreos, and then the inside is all chocolate chip ice cream.
Mm.
Ice cream. That's perfect.
My favorite one is red velvet cake, but it has to be a good one. It's very important. It cannot be dry. It cannot be a perfect red velvet cake. But now I think I might change my mind after listening to both of you. I think I like you influence me in everything. Mm, yeah. Both cakes sound so good. How are you
Good to have
feeling?
variety.
Yeah. And no one's joined yet. If you join or if you're listening to this, our birthday celebration, which is going to be more of a reflection on the past year, if you're joining now, just just let us know in comments what is your favorite cake so that when we celebrate our birthday next year in person, maybe we'll actually bring a cake.
That would be awesome.
And obviously, this is Empowered Women Empire. What should we call it? That should be in discussion today. Should we keep on calling it series or squad or what do we do? Maybe we need to discuss that sometime.
Yeah,
It gets
I like
confusing.
that Empire. Empire had a really good ring to it just now.
That is
Yes,
kind of what we're creating.
yes. And also it takes away, when you talk about women empowerment, everyone thinks about empowering women. And we are exactly opposite of that. We are saying that we are powerful women and we are going to save the world. We don't need saving. So
Yeah.
empire will give that, I think. Yeah. Let's think about that. Let's go to our questions. I do have I did get time to make questions and start questions. Let's go in round robin like always. One, two,
Okay.
three, 1, 2, 3. Starting with here, we can start with age. Katie can go first, the youngest first, then Carolina, then I can go last.
Okay.
It's not like that, but there's no harm
Should
in
we go
saying
by
it.
height order next time?
Yeah. No, we are never going to do it in our order of height. We always want you to go first. So let's go to the first one, which is our achievements. What do you think we achieved in last 2 years, or just had fun?
Well, we certainly had fun. I was looking at this in a very quantifiable manner, and one of our achievements was that we've released 37 podcast episodes over the past 2 years. So we've interviewed 37 really inspirational, fabulous women, and I think that's so cool. I think actually 38 women because one of them is interviewing two sisters. But we got to hear so many insights from them, and I think that's great. And we've also kicked off a number of different platforms. So we have our Facebook group, we have our live events, we have our recorded podcasts. So just all of those statistics I thought showed how much we've created and influenced over the past 2 years.
I love that. And that reminds me, a lot of people don't know. People know that it's three of us doing things, but they aren't really aware of who does what. So, in case you're interested in knowing who does what, Katie is the one who takes care of our interview empire. She is the one
The
who,
podcast master.
yes, our our CPO, Chief Podcast Officer. Yes. Carolina, what do you think we achieved in last 2 years?
Oh my gosh, I was so excited to hear that. What Katie said, I didn't realize that we had released so many interviews. That's awesome. But I think one of the biggest things that we did over the past 2 years that I'm super proud of is launching the Facebook group and the Empowered Women Squad. How many people are in there? We reached over 500 people in the group, which is amazing. I'm so excited. We and it's been, and the thing about that, one of the things that I love about it is how active it is. Like people are always commenting, especially because of Purnima. She's so good at posting awesome things for us to talk about. So I'm really proud of that. And we have over 1,000 followers on Instagram. So that's been growing too. So that's really exciting. We have more, like I think 1,200 or something like that, like a lot of people. But mostly just the fact that we have been able to connect with a lot of women and not just with the interviews, but with actually connecting and talking to people about important things. Our circles, our Empowered Women circles, where we actually deal with real issues that we have in our lives and discuss amongst ourselves. I think that has been super interesting and impactful for people.
Yeah. Yes, yes. There's so many yeses in that. Do you remember, Carolina, when we started, and Katie, do you remember when we started with this? We were like, even if 5 women listen to us and it makes a difference in their career, it's our success.
Yeah.
And from there, now, in a lot of influencer land or huge social media land, our numbers may not look impressive to everyone, but because we connect so deeply to each individual and we almost know everybody who follows us, maybe or maybe not by names, but we know their what they do, who they are, what their business is. It's I think it's deeper relationship than broader. And I'm very proud of all three of us for that and everyone else who is involved with us on regular basis. And I didn't realize we are on 38 interviews. So yay. So we have 38 powerful women conversations. So many of them. We have a CMO of Party City. We have a president of Life is Good. We have famous authors. We have founders of Suta. Suta is a very big deal. We have founders of Suta. Then we have and so many incredible high achiever women, and then everyday conversations. I am so proud of us. So those 38. Then in last 2 days we crossed 500 mark in the squad. We are on 509 women now. And we are approaching Instagram, we are approaching 1,300. I'm very proud of our numbers and couldn't be more thankful. And also, keep reminding myself that, numbers are not important because it's about deeper connections and real conversations. Yeah.
That's why I
And
love seeing when our numbers grow, because it's not just random people following us. These are people that really care and people that want to engage and participate in our challenges and talk to other great women. So every time we add even one more follower, that's another woman who's focusing on empowering other women. And that's so exciting.
absolutely. Just one little break. If you have just joined us, if you're just listening to us, please let us know what is your favorite cake. Because when we are going to celebrate this in person, maybe next year or something, we want to know what cakes to bring. Maybe we can bring variety of cupcakes. So let us know what's your favorite cake. And with that, we are going to go to the next question. We were just talking about our achievements in last 2 years. Let's talk about things that we could have done better. Let's talk about, there have been moments where we felt like, I should have done it this way. Why didn't we do that? What are those feelings? Katie, first.
I had two things for this. The first one is I think we've been working really hard to identify what our Empowered Women brand is, and even like our logo and our colors. And we're constantly working on improving, modernizing, beautifying all of our content. So that's something that we have been doing better with and are going to continue working on. And then I also loved when we used to feature everyday women, and we had an everyday women series, just talking about our coworkers, our friends, other members of the squad. And now that we have such a large squad, I would love to bring that content back, and start reaching out to members of the squad just to hear about their stories, because unfortunately not everyone can get a podcast, although we would love to interview everyone. But even highlighting everyday women in this small way, it's so inspirational for everyone.
Yes, 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 and yes. And I can see Carolina is also saying yes, yes, and yes. I had started doing something on Saturdays, uh, it, where I would ask women to send anyone who wanted to be highlighted. I would ask them to send their stories or send their experiences or anything, and then things happen, and I just stopped doing it, and I didn't even realize when I stopped doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Carolina, what do you think we could have done better? Don't say the same thing though.
No. Well, a couple of things, like we just in terms of consistency, it's something that we're always working on, because I know that we're all volunteering this in our free time, and it's sometimes hard. So just continuing to work on maintaining consistency. And we've been really good, I think, about creating consistency in the people that we interview, and releasing podcasts. And so mostly I'm talking about me, consistency in terms of Instagram and being able to post more content on Instagram, and have that be more interesting and have more cool stuff happening there.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing is also, we were talking about Purnima the other day about finding different ways to talk about the interviews that we've done, and bringing up even more content from them, and talking about like different angles of how cool it is that we're interviewing these people, and how amazing their stories are, so that we can have more people hear them.
Yes. I told you not to say the same thing, but I'm now going to say exactly same thing that you said. Which is, yes, I have, that's what do you say? That's the pebble in my shoe, which makes me keep on feeling, we take so much of effort to bring this awesome women. They make time, we make time, they make time, which is more important. They make time, they talk to us, they are vulnerable, they open up, they talk about their deepest and scariest experiences, and then somehow we don't see that many people actually listening to those interviews, and there is so much of gold there in terms of experiences. So yes, that is one thing we need to do better. Somehow we need to bring it more in front of more women, and some maybe make shorter versions. We need to figure out some way of making it more accessible, because we always take the responsibility on ourselves rather than saying that why no one listened to it. We would say that why didn't we make it in such a way that people would love to listen to it. So
Yeah. And if there's anybody listening right now to us who has any ideas of, like, if they haven't listened to some of our podcasts or seen the videos, it would be great to know if they have any ideas of how they would like to consume that, or what would make it more interesting for them.
yes, yes, and these are such beautiful ideas that could change the direction of your life, and that could basically give you a fuller life. And I also like the way all three of us, at least two of you, talked about things that you could have done better. No one said that. No one talked about what someone else could have done better.
I think we're all very self-aware.
And that is our power. That is our superpower. one of our superpowers. We obviously have so many. Which is, another conversation I want to start having. The word reminded me, like the expectation of women to be superwomen and being able to do everything, and trying to bring back the humanity, like be human to yourself before you expect yourself to be a superwoman, or you don't need to be a superwoman. Just by being a human, you're being good enough, or you're enough. I am going to go to the next question. Uh, which one was your favorite initiative and why?
It was hard to choose. I spent like half an hour looking back at all the work we've done, and I was like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. I would say my favorite initiative was the 21 Days of Gratitude, just because I've always had a really strong interest in working on improving my gratitude journaling, stuff like that. And getting 21 days worth of ideas on how I could improve and implement all of those tools in my own life, I think it was fantastic. It was a great resource. And it was a way for me to hold myself accountable and be like, all right, on this day, I have to do this because I saw it on Instagram and Empowered Women series told me to do it. And I felt like after that challenge, I felt a lot more positive about what was going on in my life. And it was all stuff that I wanted to share with others.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Sorry
Yes.
if I
Yeah.
stole any of your answers.
I think mine and Carolina's answer is going to be same again. I can feel which one she's going to talk about. Let's see. Let's see how well I know.
Let's see if you know, if you guessed. My favorite was the circle, the Empowered Women Circle. So the conversations that we have once a month with different women. I thought that was awesome. I learned so much out of every one of them. I loved being a part of it. I loved how it just felt very comfortable and very real, and we talked about real issues and ways to address them that are practical, and just every time we had those conversations, I felt so empowered and happy and energized. It just felt amazing. I love that one. That was my favorite.
Oh, you proved me wrong. You proved me wrong, because I was thinking you were going to talk about 21-day finance challenge.
I thought you thought I was going to say that.
You just wanted to prove me wrong. No, but yes. So I'm going to first react to both of yours and then talk about mine. So first of all, yes, the gratitude challenge, although I used to think of myself as a person who does take time to reflect, who does, stop and smell roses, that gratitude challenge, although I did not do all 21 days, but whatever I did changed so many things in my life, so many things in my life. And I also tried to journal, but did not succeed, but I tried. But other than journaling, there are a lot of habits that did come in my life, and they were very helpful, especially during last year. Especially during last year, to be thankful for what I had rather than complaining about things I didn't have. And it helped. And the circle is so exciting. I have no clue if anyone else listens to those circles later on or not, but it energizes me so much, so much, that it just feels it just brings back the faith in the world, and that we are going to save the world, and everything is going to be all right. Yeah. And then mine actually is 21-day finance challenge, because I do believe that a lot of things in gender equality come from women not having a lot of financial freedom or having financial courage. And it really has nothing to do with if you earn or what you earn. It has to do with how much freedom you have, and how much courage you have to make your own financial decisions. And that, I thought that, through that, by the way, Carolina did such an awesome job. It was incredible. It was incredible. And Katie, this is for you also. We are going to come up with a book. and three of us together are going to create that book. And that book is going to be, we will name it whatever later on, but that book is going to be like a journal assignment kind of book wherein you can do those tasks, and at the end of 21 days of doing those tasks you are going to be working your way through your financial freedom.
That sounds
And
fabulous.
yes.
Yeah. It was hard for me to pick between those two. It was tied for first place for me, because it was so much fun to create that, and it's because financial stuff, as I've talked about before, is a huge challenge for me. So the fact that I actually had to come up with all of the 21 days of tasks was really fun, really interesting. I learned so much, and everything that you just said, Fern, it's so important.
Yeah. You did say how much you enjoyed it, but I still want to know more, which is tell me even more about your experience, because you are saying, you just said it superficially that, you enjoyed it and it made a change. I don't know what I want to know, but I know there is more and I want to know what is it.
Well, let's see. I am the kind of person who avoids my finances at all costs, and I just don't, like, I'm the kind of person who does not look at my bank balances. I've never created a budget in my life. I just don't do it. And so over the last year, I have been learning more, engaging more with money, moving past my fears of finances and of talking about money and all of that. And it has felt so empowering and so like I feel so different in my life by engaging with money like that. And so doing this challenge, creating this challenge was, I think, a big step for me in continuing on that path of engaging more with money. And since I am the kind of person who's completely averse to it, I think that I was able to put in that perspective into the tasks. And a big deal for me was engaging with it, not just in the practical manner, which there's so much information out there that's so helpful about how to create budgets and how to do this and that. But the challenge for me was much more emotional, right? It was about my relationship to money and why I don't do that, why I avoid it. So I tried to weave that into the challenges as well, and the concepts of being like very gentle with yourself and very compassionate about how hard this is. And I think that was the biggest step for me in actually starting doing these things.
Yeah. Those two challenges, like those three things that we talked about, they talk so much about empowered women as a whole, that we are compassionate, we are about taking care of yourself, and we are about taking care of your numbers, and your business side and your health side and your mental health side and your spiritual side, everything. And then the circle, and we are all about talking about everything. It's just it, like, those three, we should remember that. We should remember that when we think more about what are the things, we come to the question of what do we want to do in next 1 year. We should keep that in mind about what are the things that we enjoyed, what are the things that worked well, and what we will do more of. Next question with that is, what initiative we could have done without? Which initiative we could have done without?
I saw this question. I was like, oh my God, none of them. What are you talking about? So I had to think really hard about it. And like, I would love if we like kept all, or I don't want to get rid of any of them, but I think the kindness and gratitude 21-day challenges were very reminiscent of one another. So if I had to choose one, I would probably say kindness, just because it's almost a duplicate effort. But then again, when you're going to build habits, it never hurts to do another 21 days of it. So
Yes. Yeah. And which we did learn a lesson from that EP. We used to do 21-day challenges every month. And then we have moved to doing every Now, Carolina and I, last time on Slack, we exchanged ideas that we would do it once in 3 months.
Hmm.
So it's there, and we are doing something, and we can bring back challenges, because it's not like once we did finance challenge, we are done.
Yeah, it can be like on reality TV shows when they bring everyone back for a reunion. We can do a 21 Days of Gratitude reunion challenge.
Yes. And now in next 2-3 months, we are thinking of doing decluttering challenge.
I need that one.
Eh, eh, Me too.
Yeah.
It's like there is never end to decluttering, right? And eh, so that's coming up next in did we say April, Carolina? April, May, sometime.
Yeah.
Sometimes springish.
Spring cleaning.
Spring. Exactly.
Perfect.
Spring cleaning.
Yeah. We think. See, beginning of the year, financial planning. Then you go in the spring, then you do spring cleaning. Yeah. Uh, do I think, Carolina, did you answer? No, you didn't.
Yeah, no, I didn't answer, but I also don't really know. I didn't really think of anything that I would have done without. I think I agree with Katie that the kindness and gratitude were similar and they were very close to each other, so we might have spaced those out a little. But I think that everything that we did, even if it didn't work as well or we didn't have a lot of feedback from it, I think we learned from all of the things that we did. So I think that I would keep all of them.
Me too. I feel like we could have done things differently. Uh, Going forward, we would do certain things differently, but there was nothing that I never felt like we wasted our effort. I never felt like this was wrong thing to do.
Yeah.
So now, are you excited for the next year? Because that's what I'm going to ask you next, which is what's the plan for next year?
Well, I'm so excited. I guess from a podcast perspective, I would love to be more consistent with that and making sure that we come out with 2 different episodes a month at least. And I'd also like to call out, if there's anyone listening, if you know of a really fabulous woman in your life that you think would deserve a podcast, please send us her name and we would love to chat with her and learn about her experiences as well. And I'm also really interested in trying to create a link tree that can go in our Instagram bio so that we can link to all of the previous initiatives and work that we've created so that everyone can access it in one place.
How come you always know about these cool things? Like now you say
I'm
link,
a Gen Z.
and you still don't have a middle parting. What's that?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Yeah.
So
I
it's
can fix
it's a
that out.
okay. It's a Gen Z thing that you need to have a middle parting, and
I don't. I
you
have a side part. I can't follow that.
you
Yeah,
are
I'm
very
too.
I wear skinny jeans and I have a side part,
yeah.
but I'm still a Gen Z.
Yeah. Carolina, you are not Gen Z, so you're fine. We are,
No,
yeah.
I'm a millennial. I'm an elder millennial all the way, side part all the way.
It is, yeah. So I that is, let me put it correctly. That makes me so proud of you, Katie. That really makes me very proud of you, because when I was in my, even in my teens, 20s, and 30s, I have never been a person who would do something because someone else did it. And when somebody says that this is how you should do it, and then I meet a lot of people on thing, and I can actually tell their age by their middle parting, which I find it, it's kind of ridiculous that you are, just because someone else told you to do something, you're doing it. So saying it nicely, I'm very proud of you for being this
Thank you.
individual thinking, original thinking person.
Thank you.
What do you think, Carolina, we should be doing next year?
so next year, I think that I'm excited to continue doing more circles, and I'd like to maybe take some ideas from the circles and create resources. I really loved your idea of turning the 21-day finance challenge into a workbook. I'm very excited about that, and so I'd like to think of other things that we can do, other resources that we can create. And continuing to do our interviews and finding new ways to get those in front of more people and doing more circles. I think those are big for me.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, there's one more. I want to do more with Instagram too. I want to post more consistently on Instagram and do more fun things and create some cool content for that.
Yeah. All Instagram success is all Carolina. She You have done such an incredible job. Oh my God. I can't. So yes, 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 yes to everything that both of you said. And there is something else I wanted to. Somehow our circle model is slightly ahead of its time. So most people, because I coordinate with everyone, a lot of people don't realize that they are supposed to join on screen. And a lot of people, it's just there is that confusion that how do you join it, and expectation of, yeah, I joined it but I didn't want to be on the screen. And so that's creating some confusion. Maybe we create one like a tutorial kind of video and actually explain what although we have a circle video, we actually explain what circle is. Something we need to do to create that clarity. I think it's a good problem to have, because we know that we are doing something new if people don't understand it. And yes, for the book, we have to create that book, and everything, like interviews, bringing them in front of people, thinking more resources, more circles. And I feel that not next year, but sometime we need to be able to expand. Not as in expand, but right now our limitations are three of us. It's, and three of us volunteering. We can't really, we have to pay our bills. So we can't really, do this all the time and do justice. What, it can be way different. So maybe trying to look for funding, trying to look for a person who we can pay, and that person can be the responsible center and is not volunteering for this. So, responsible central holder of everything and making sure that everything is done. And just an idea. Just so obviously we are just dreaming about next year. So sometime next year I would like us to be in the place, and that place, it's not going to need, it's not about the rest of the world, but it's about us. Like, we need to have a good strategic plan, we need to know our direction, which we kind of know, but we need to sit back, think about it, write it down, make it presentable, and then go outside in the world and start applying for grants. And there are so many grants for work like ours, so many of them. All we need to do is just, put our ducks in order and just start applying for them. So hope we get there next year. And I think I am really blessed to have both of you on this initiative. We may not always be as consistent as we like to be, but we are consistent. Like, if you look at the graph, like, we might go like this, but the overall graph is going upwards.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm proud of us. And so-
Yeah. Happy
Yes.
International Women's Day.
Happy International Women's Day and happy birthday.
Yes. Carolina, are you wearing the same top that is in your picture
No.
of equal time?
I was thinking the same thing now, but it's a different top.
Any last thoughts before we say our goodbyes? Anything that we didn't talk about? Anything that you want to request from everyone listening to this?
I just want to say that I feel so honored to be working on this with the two of you, and and for everybody who has joined us, whether it's following us or in the squad. It's just so cool to have all these people, all these women working together, talking about all these topics, and yeah, helping each other. It's really exciting, and I just want to thank everybody.
Yeah, I love reading through all the conversations in the Facebook group. Even if I don't always partake in them, it makes me smile seeing all the other women interacting with one another, sharing positive resources, even just memes to make each other smile. Like we're all here for the right reasons, and we're all doing our best, and it's really great to see.
Yes, and we welcome even more involvement from you. You know, keep posting, keep sharing, keep telling us your stories, and we are. Where can you send us your stories? You can send on Facebook, you can send on Instagram, you can send on our, you can send through our website, which has a link to uh, for not promoting, nominating another woman, and we are here. You can find us anywhere. And we are always here to answer everything that anyone needs. And with that, I need to tell you what's happening in near future. You too
Drum
also
roll.
may not know it. Yes, yeah. So next live is not too far in the future. Next live is going to be on March 10th. One second. I'm going to do this right this time. One second. You hide. Yeah. Let's look at it just one more time because I want to ask a question. What do you think it is about?
Oh wow. I don't know.
Halloween.
It's about cybersecurity. Yeah. So, every time we try to do something and try to buy something and share something or something, we just all the time we feel like somebody is out there to steal our data. And, there's so much, it makes us feel so unstable and insecure about everything.
Yeah.
And I don't even have, like, I have very minimal privacy concerns, and yet I have so many concerns. And so Rivka, who is a very regular and high sharer on the squad, she runs a cybersecurity firm, and she has offered to tell us all about what steps we can take to protect ourselves.
That's awesome.
And so she's going to talk to us on Wednesday at noon. So be there if you can. And if you cannot be there, then listen to it when Katie posts it. Thank you so much, everyone. Do you guys want to say thank you?
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Oh, there's a comment.
Oh no. Credit card info was stolen.
Oh
Wow.
no.
Yeah.
That sucks, Dana. That sucks. Let's join, come on, join us, join the conversation with Rivka on Wednesday. Let's see what we can do to protect ourselves.
Yeah.
We have no advice for you right now, but I'm sure we will have advice soon. We are going to be very powerful, cybery secured. Yeah. Yes, Dana, neither can I. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye
Thank you.
bye.